Hello everyone on Gamerscape. Today we're gonna try to fix shadows in The Witcher 3. As you can see, they're a bit popping in and detail changes really quickly to the nonce and so on. As we go further, we will see the problem about we're going to change. Look at the distance, there is no shadow and they start to appear little by little, also on the NPCs.
Washed your hair lately?
Let's try a bit to advance our time.
A whole day wasted.
My child's fallen ill.
So as you can see, there is shadow, there is no shadow. There is shadow, there is no shadow.
Thieves, whores, and murderers.
You see the problem here? So as you distance away, it stays there, yes? But as you come closer, they disappear.
First they killed my son, now they'll throw us out.
Also, they are flickering a bit. But we're going to fix a lot of annoying stuff and add some shadows to the NPCs so they draw better. Because this NPC practically does not have shadows at all. Let's advance.
Witcher. Eternal fire, why me? Any needs monster?
Your blades, why not at your waist like everyone else?
Gonna kill you! Shut up and face.
Now look closely at these shadows. You see how they behave. They just pop in and change the form of them completely. You see, they are blocky here, there are some steps and there's walls in them when we approach. So what we're gonna do now is go to the settings of the game, menu settings. So let's alt tab to our desktop. So we need to find Witcher data folder in the documents and edit user settings file. It is better to use Notepad++, and we need to add this. So to add those values, we need to find them in this location, right? So let's try to find the first one. The first value is the CascadeShadowMapSize, which will be maxing out at 8192, you can add 4096. But they are not really performance hungry and they will fix a lot of stuff, so probably try adding this value. And first, don't forget to turn off your Witcher game. So the game is off and we find that value here. So you see the default value is 30672. Yes, you can add either 44096, right, or the value from my tutorial. Okay, now the cascade map shadow size, not map shadow size, shadow quality. At default is set to 1, let's set it to 4. Next we will be adding more distant shadows to the NPCs, more detailed shadows. The shadows you may see when you are really nearby or in the cutscenes. With that value you will be able to see those shadows all the time, and the performance hit will be like 2 or 3 FPS on the mid to high range graphics card. So the character shadows fallback distance. Now the funny part. The game renders shadows in 4 cascades. They're really made at low distances, and they try to find information each on their own, and then you see those artifacts, shadowing artifacts, when the one cascade shows one information and then the other cascade shows another information. What we will be trying to do that we will try to minimize those artifacts and make the shadow cascades bigger. We will basically stretch there to be more distant. If you would use lower shadow map resolution, you would see flickering. That's why I am highly suggest using this one value, as lower values will introduce shadow flickering. Cascade Shadow Fade Threshold. It is by default 1 and we will leave at 1. So the Cascade Shadow Distance scale. The first scale we will set 10. The second value is Cascade Shadow Scale 1. This one we will set at 11. Cascade Shadow Distance Scale 2 we will set at 12. The last value there may be not in your ini file. That means you must add it by manual. If you have one, then just change it to 13. If you do not have one, just copy everything and put it under the rendering at the bottom of the rendering tab. Like here, but I already have, so I will not be putting it. So all values will be in the description of this video. Save your game, save your file. You can set it to read only, right? Or if you want to change without problems settings like textures, resolution and so on, don't set it to read only, but just don't touch the shadow quality tab in the game. I will show you right now.
This long search for
So
Ciri
we will
led Geralt to conclude that
see
Uma,
the
happiest
changes
man alive and the victim of a curse,
to our
is the
settings.
key to finding the young woman.
The shadows are not flickering at all.
Non-humans exhibit a natural
And,
inclination towards brigandry. Every one of them.
They look crispy. Let's try advancing time.
What's it like, beheading a king?
Those sadists ought to change their name now to non-human hunters.
I met you, mate, back there at Loch Marine.
As you can see, there is no artifacts like we saw before.
It even sounds
of civilization, moral decay.
best deal around.
My child's fallen ill. Another sleepless night.
The shadows are properly rendered, they are not overlapping, no cascades are overlapping. As you can see, this small patch of light is not disappearing, only gets shadowed by the Geralt.
Can I become a witcherette? Please, please, please.
The problem in this area we had, it's gone. Let's advance some time. As you can see, NPC Shadow. You can see Shadow under his chin.
Got the streets respect, Witcher.
Kill you!
So the step that was here, it is gone. There is no light patches here, no glitchiness. Let's try advancing more.
It just rains and rains.
Ben? Fuck. What do you expect in this climate?
As you can see, shadows behave like they should. Like they should. There is no overlapping cascades at all.
Oh, that's bad luck. Eternal fire protects us. Gives monsters the shit.
The problem we had before here, where you would see appearing and disappearing shadows, appearing and disappearing patches of light, is completely gone. The shadow information is as it should. There is no strange shadow information from strange light sources that are not there. You can see the shadow from this building right here, from the direction where the sun shines, and not from some kind of weird direction like from there, which basically should not happen after all. And after our tweaks, the cascades were fixed. So let's try to find some tavern and see how shadows behave through the windows.
My uncle's been a servant.
With no means to earn a livelihood.
Lay me down with a barrel of beer and a
My wife won't believe me when I tell her.
Hooray!
dum-de-dum-de-dum.
Just look at the freak.
Let's advance time here and see how the shadows behave when the sun shines through the window.
Kill one more beast and they'll give you the keys to the city.
As you can see, there are proper shadows, and they are not disappearing when we approach them.
I really thought witches would look more witchery.
The shadow cascades are more precise. There is no strange box that covers them all. Let's try advancing time more. In default settings, those shadows would not appear here. They would appear when we get more farther away from the source. But as we move around, they're still there. The light source is still there, and we can see the shadow of Geralt and so on. In the default settings, we would not be able to do so. You see, they act on normally, how it should be. The only thing you need to pay attention is not to change this slider at all, because as soon as you change it, it shows low, but actually it's beyond ultra, and as soon as you change it, you will revert back to the game settings. Everything else you can change, and the shadow settings will remain same. Let's say I want to change grass density to low. I will change it right now. The shadow settings stay as they should. They are same. So if you're worrying that you will mess up something, just set user settings file to read-only, but then you will not be able to change any settings in game. So for the purpose of comfortability, to be comfortable, you don't change to read-only and just stay away from changing shadow settings in game, and that is all.
How'd you discover it was the city?
Thank you for watching. I hope you learned something. I hope you like these tweaks and enjoy better shadows in The Witcher. See you later. Bye.